Chloe, do you have a minute now? I'd like to talk to you about some things. Huh? What do you want? Lately, only luxury brand clothes have been missing from my room, and I thought it was a bit strange. So I checked it out. I found out that you've been selling my clothes on an online market site without my permission. What's going on? Hey, what an accusation towards your mother-in-law. Do you have any proof that I did that? Of course I do. I checked the address on the site account I found, and it was this house. And when I looked at the items for sale from the account, they were all clothes that were missing from my room. I also saw you taking cardboard boxes to ship them out several times. Why did you do that? What? So you already found out. As expected, even you, an idiot, noticed it, didn't you? No, I noticed that my clothes have clearly decreased. Did you just go ahead and sell my clothes to make some extra money? Yes, but what are you complaining about? I have nothing but complaints. I really can't believe it. If it's your own stuff, it's okay. But stop selling other people's stuff without permission. It's not any different from being a thief. Shut up! It's all your fault that things turned out this way. Huh? What do you mean it's my fault? I don't get it. Because of you, my son Grant recently decreased my allowance. I am unemployed now, and it is a matter of life and death for me to have my son cut my allowance. I was earning my allowance by selling your clothes because you screwed me over. I mean, you got what you deserved. That's absolutely crazy. To begin with, you came to live with us last year out of the blue. We were supposed to take care of you temporarily because you had no income, and yet you don't seem to be looking for a job at all. And to be honest, it's hard to support you when we don't have enough money in the household. That's not true. It is the duty of a son and his wife to support their mother. There is no way that Grant couldn't support me. So the reason we can't afford to make a living is because you, the wife, is wasting money. I only make money by selling the lazy wife's clothes. It's no use trying to get rid of me like that. No, it's true. Even Grant said that our life is really tough while you are around, so we can't increase the allowance any more than it is now. He told me during our discussion that he honestly wants you to leave. Bullshit! That's just you who is talking. There's no way that Grant would say such a thing. It's all true. To be honest, both Grant and I are troubled by your presence. Please, it's time for you to get out of our house or at least get a job and provide for your own living expenses. Huh? Who do you think you are talking to? You are the wife and I am your mother-in-law. Do you understand who is more important? I can't do anything anymore because of your unwanted comments to Grant. So, in the first place, an adult doesn't use an allowance to go play around. We really can't afford to keep paying your living expenses any longer. If you want to play around after retirement, that's fine. But you are still young enough to work. Instead of relying on us, why don't you become independent? I'm not going to be lectured by a freeloader like you. You make fun of people saying they don't have a job, but you're the same. If you're not going to increase my allowance, I'm going to continue to sell your stuff to make money. Hey Mom, I heard you were selling Faith's stuff to make some extra money. That kind of thing really bothers her, so will you please stop it? Huh? What? Are you taking her side by any chance? I'm your mother. You're just taking orders from that mean wife of yours and bullying me because you have no choice, aren't you? You really want to be nice to me, but you can't do it in front of her, can you? Your mother knows exactly what is going on. What are you talking about, Mother? You just can't go and sell someone's personal belongings, right? And I heard they were quite expensive luxury brand clothes. Faith was quite shocked to have her favorite clothes sold behind her back. That's why I apologized on your behalf. To be honest, she would have wanted you to pay for what you sold, but this time she said she would only confiscate the proceeds. So, could you apologize to Faith and give her the proceeds? There's no way that's gonna happen. Ha! Why should I give the money back to that person? Because it wasn't your money to begin with. She says she'll forgive you with just the proceeds, so you should be grateful. Grant, you don't have to listen to that no-good wife of yours. The clothes she bought in the first place were bought with money you earned. The money I got from selling them is also your money, my son's money. and more importantly, his mother's money. More to the point, it was originally my money as well as your mother.
Huh? What do you mean? I don't understand what you're saying.
Anyway, I don't have to pay back the money to that no-good wife of yours. You should act on your own, not just obeying her. Grant, you are the head of the family. You have the right to decide everything about the household.
That's not right. She's always taking care of me.
She's taking care of you? You mean you're the one who takes care of her, right?
Anyway, you're living with us, so you're going to have to learn how to behave properly. Otherwise, I'm really going to kick you out.
What's wrong with you? Has your wife brainwashed you? Wake up for a minute.
I haven't been brainwashed. Don't cause me any more trouble with Faith. We are here now thanks to her hard work.
If that no-good wife of yours were gone, everything would be solved, right? Then I'll take over and do something about it.
Come on, you're not listening to me at all. Don't do anything to make it worse. Just hurry up and become independent. I'd love to take care of you in your old age, but honestly, we've got our hands full with just our own lives right now. To be honest, it's a pain in the ass for you to stay with us forever.
This is a very brainwashed person. Just hold on while your mother saves you. I'd do anything for my dearly beloved son.
Oh, God. For God's sake, Mom, you are the one who should wake up and realize the situation.
Hey, where are you right now? Where? I'm out right now. What can I do for you? Well, what is this? I see a lot of cardboard boxes. The contents of these cardboard boxes are all your stuff. I'm going to get rid of all these boxes now. If all this stuff is gone, the house will be so much nicer. Huh? Why are you doing that? Because if you leave this house, I won't have to worry about living expenses, right? I'm the only one who will need to be provided for. You're a useless wife who only wants money, so get the hell out of the house. You are getting divorced, you useless wife, a freeloader and someone who doesn't know her place in life. Thank you for packing. It saved me a lot of trouble. What? Packing? Did you mean you were going to move out of the house yourself? Yes, I was. You can take a hint once in a while, can't you? You finally realized that you are a nuisance to our family. Well then, before that, get this garbage together and get out of here. I'm leaving, but you guys better pack your bags. I'm sure you guys will have to leave that house too. Huh? What are you talking about? Of course not. Don't say crazy things just because you're frustrated that you're the only one who's getting kicked out. Are you just a sore loser at the end of the day? How pathetic. It's true. You are such a horrible person. I won't help you if you get into trouble. What? What do you mean? Actually, Grant and I just got divorced yesterday. Divorced from Grant? Seriously? That's great. I knew he would leave you because you were a bad wife, right? It seems like Grant has finally gotten over his wife's brainwashing and is now a sane person. Brainwashing? I don't really know what you're talking about. It's more like I gave up on him and confronted him with the divorce. You're talking big for a bad wife. No, you don't know why I decided to divorce him, do you? What reason is that? The reason is that Grant quit his job 6 months ago. Huh? Grant had quit his job? So you're saying he's unemployed now? Then you are freeloader and Grant is unemployed? So how can you make a living? Don't tell me you are in debt or something. I am not a freeloader. I've been using the money I earned from my novelist job to cover our usual living expenses and so on. Incidentally, I was also paying the allowance and living expenses for you, not Grant. Oh, is that so? You are always at home, so I thought you were a freeloader. Faith, if you're working, why didn't you tell me? I did, but you wouldn't believe me, calling it a lie and saying I was being vain. I'm not a very successful novelist myself, and to be honest, it was hard for me, but I was putting up with you because you were my husband's mother, and I thought it couldn't be helped. But I was running out of patience with that too. Why? Because I found out that Grant was having an affair. Also, I couldn't stand your attitude anymore, so I decided to divorce him. From here on, you'll have to work together as an unemployed parent and child. Wait a minute! My stupid son did a bad thing. From now on, I'll do whatever you say. Just don't ask me to leave. You were telling me to leave just a minute ago. What's wrong with you? You even went to the trouble of packing, didn't you? It seems I'm a distraction to both of you, so I'll leave as you wish. No! It's just that I won't forgive you now just because you've changed your mind. You will not be able to pay the rent without an income, and I'm sure you will be evicted from the house sooner or later. I suggest you to find a job as soon as possible. Hey, please! I apologize for everything I've done, but please come back home. I hate working, so please come back to the house. I can do anything but work, but I'll help you. I won't sell your clothes without your permission anymore. A small allowance is fine. There's no way I can do that. I won't go back because I don't want to see you guys ever again. So take care. Goodbye. Wait! Don't abandon us. I'll tell Grant to be well behaved, so please come back. After that, I had the movers move all of my belongings that Chloe had packed up, and I moved from the house we had been living in to my new home. At that time, Chloe desperately tried to stop me, but I ignored her and left the house. I then demanded money from Chloe for the clothes she had sold without my permission, and alimony from my ex-husband for having an affair. As a result, both my ex-husband and Chloe were in debt, and neither of them had any income. They were unable to pay the rent on the house they were living in and were evicted. Although my ex-husband was able to go to his lover's house, Chloe had nowhere to go since her ex-husband had abandoned her, and she is now living a homeless life. Her parents were furious with her and kicked her out because she had been living a deadbeat life at their home without a job. She is unable to return to her parents' house and lives at bus stops, in parks, and under the bridges. Hey, Emma, can I talk to you for a second? What are you doing now? What's up, Holly? I'm at work. If it's not urgent, I'd like to talk later. It's not urgent, but I thought I'd tell you something. What is it? I'm going for a trip to Mexico with your credit card. What? What are you talking about? I went to your house yesterday, right? Yes. I found your wallet there, so I nabbed the card. I'm going to Mexico now, so I'm just telling you. I don't have my wallet with me right now, so I can't check. But is this true? Yes! If so, what you're doing is stealing. What the hell do you think you're doing, happily reporting a crime? You don't get it, do you? I'm just borrowing it for a while. It's not strange for a family to lend and borrow credit cards. Even with family, it's clearly not right. It's unacceptable to just pull something out of someone's wallet without telling them. Why would you do that? Because I don't like you. Don't like me? You are so nice to me. That was because your brother Rick was watching. I really don't like you so much that I don't want anything to do with you. So I thought I'd go all out using your credit card. LOL. I'm a genius if I do say so myself. LOL. Why would you go that far? I can't stand your face, your voice, your gestures. You get on my nerves because you're still in your 20s and you annoy me. You're stealing people's credit cards and abusing them because of that? You gotta stop that. What's wrong with using the card of someone I hate so much? You have to take advantage of people you don't like as much as you can. Besides, if it's a sister-in-law and younger sister-in-law, it's only natural that the bigger sister-in-law uses the younger sister-in-law's credit card. It's only natural in terms of hierarchy. That's terrible. I mean, it's your fault for leaving your wallet around, isn't it? I didn't think my sister-in-law would steal it. You're an idiot for trusting people so easily. All I can say is that you got what you deserved. You have a creepy face and voice, and it really doesn't help that you're so scruffy-headed. Oh, come on. Well, that's why I'm going to enjoy Mexico with your credit card. It's unforgivable for you to use someone's credit card. I'm gonna cancel it right now. What? If you suspend the card, I'll screw you. Screw me? Yeah, I'll tell my parents that you're having an affair. I'll do some Photoshop editing on some pics as proof. I'll also tell them that my sister-in-law is a bully and I don't know how to deal with her. Stop it. Then you should just shut up and let me use your credit card. Then I'll tell Rick. If you do that, I'll buy luxury products with this credit card right now. Threatening people is really disgusting. But I can't make this trip without using your card. What do you mean? Holly, you have your own card, right? I'm going to Mexico with my boyfriend. Boyfriend? But you're married. Yeah, so what? That's adultery, isn't it? That's why it's not good if my husband finds out, right? Your credit card wouldn't leave any evidence, would it? In case you're wondering, I'm planning to pay for my boyfriend too. That's so bad. You betrayed my brother. I'm not betraying him. I'm just keeping it a secret. I told him today that it's a business trip. That's called betrayal. Oh, shut up! Can't you think of what would happen if your family found out that not only are you using my credit card, but that you are having an affair? I can't believe you can do this and be okay with it. My family is also insensitive anyway. They wouldn't even notice, as long as you don't say anything. What? Do you know what would happen if you told my parents and husband? You won't believe how bad I would screw with you. There you go, threatening people like that again. Oh, well, anyway, I'll make an exception and buy you a souvenir. With your credit card, of course. You can't just buy whatever you want with someone's credit card. But I already bought the airline tickets. You have to pay me later for what you spent. Who would do that? What's the point of taking your credit card if I'm going to pay later anyway? It's almost time to meet my boyfriend, so goodbye. Wait. Carson, where are you? Are you almost at the airport?
Just one more stop.
Okay, I'll be waiting for you.
Sorry for it's taking so long. I couldn't get out of the house because the kids were whining before I left.
Oh, is that so? It's tough when you have kids.
They're cute, but it's a hard work to take care of them. It's so hard when it happens on the day of an important trip.
Well, we have plenty of time to catch our flight, so take your time.
Thanks. I've got a few more things I need to go over with you.
What is it?
Are you sure you are going to pay all the expenses for this trip? You told me before, but since it's an overseas trip and it costs a lot of money, I wasn't sure if you were really going to be able to handle it.
Of course, I'll be fine. You always pay for my hotel and meals, don't you, Carson? This is my way of thanking you.
I appreciate that, but won't your husband find out? It's going to be expensive. That's all I'm worried about.
Don't worry. I've got a few things in place so he won't find out.
So he won't find out?
Yeah, I have a little help on this trip.
That's reassuring. Then we can enjoy Mexico without worrying about it.
How about you? Won't your wife find out? My plan was that we can have fun in Mexico as much as we want and return home when we get tired of it, right?
Yeah, we're gonna both enjoy our paid vacation together, right?
Yeah, it's a longer trip than usual. Are you sure that your wife won't find out?
That's no problem. I've told her that I don't know when I'll be able to come back because I can't come back until my customer says I can. I'm fine with using all my paid time off to have fun.
That's a super good excuse, isn't it?
Right?
You're a sales manager at a big company, aren't you?
I'm just thankful for my situation that makes it easy for me to date you.
I'm in sales too, so I get to see you as much as I want.
Well, that and the fact that my wife is a bit of a dimwit and will never find out about the affair. She sent me off with a sleepy face and said, "Good luck on your business trip." She didn't even know where I was really going.
Just like my husband.
It's a good thing we both have dumb spouses.
That's true.
Anyway, where are we going to go when we get to Mexico?
Let's go to the hotel and drop off our luggage first. Then we can go take our time sightseeing.
You're right. We've got a lot of luggage. What kind of hotel did you book?
I couldn't get a very good hotel because of the short notice, but the reviews are good for the price.
That's exciting.
We'll be in Mexico for about a week, so if we find a better hotel, we can switch.
That sounds great. But are you sure about the money?
Don't worry about the money. I'll take care of everything.
That's great. I have a credit card, but I've spent too much this month and I'm almost maxed out. That's why I was so happy when you said that you were going to pay for a trip to Mexico.
That's because we went on so many dates this month, right? You bought all those things for me.
My wife took the kids and went home to her parents. How could I miss such a great opportunity?
I was so happy to finally be able to go to your house. I hope your wife goes back home again next month.
I really hope so too. Well, even if she doesn't go back to her parents' house, we can still have a date at a hotel with the excuse that I'm on a business trip or working.
It's really great. I'm so glad I'm in sales, and it helps that my family are a bunch of idiots.
Oh, I've arrived at the airport. I'm on my way to meet you now.
Great. Let's have a nice trip, handsome.
Okay.
Hola, amigo. I arrived in Mexico a little while ago and I'm enjoying it to the fullest. LOL. I've always wanted to come to Mexico. I'm glad your credit card got me here. LOL. I enjoyed Mexican food with your credit card right off the bat. Since it was your money anyway, I went to the most expensive restaurant and ordered some fancy drinks, and my boyfriend thanked me for it. There are so many souvenirs I wanted, so I'll just buy a bunch. Since I feel bad for you, I might even ask for your souvenir preferences. Haha. Your credit card is working great for this trip. Of course, if you stop your card while I'm here, I'm not going to let you get away with it. Don't do anything until I get back, okay? That card is maxed out. What? What do you mean it's maxed out? Don't tell me you've been wasting all your money. I don't usually use credit cards. Then why is it maxed out? Don't talk nonsense. That credit card is not mine. Huh? Whose credit card is it then? My son's credit card. You mean your college freshman son? Yes. You're kidding! I stole it from a wallet in your house. What's your son's wallet doing in your house where you live alone? My son was there shortly before you came. He left his wallet at home, and he figured it out today. Noticing today? Isn't that quite late? If he didn't have his wallet, he should have noticed it right away. In this day and age, we can live with our smartphones, so that's why he didn't notice quickly. There are all kinds of electronic payments and such. My son hardly seems to use credit cards or cash. What's with that tone of voice? You make it sound like I'm someone who isn't up with the times. I didn't say that. What do you mean it's maxed out? He's a college student living part-time with a small salary, so they set his credit limit of $1,000. What? So you can't use that card much. From your extravagant spending earlier, I guess you've already reached the limit. Nope, I haven't reached the limit yet. Even if you say you can't spend much, you still have $1,000 credit limit, right? He must not have used that much, so I still have some left. I'm upset that I won't be able to enjoy Mexico, but if I can't use your credit card, I'll have to leave. I need to book my return ticket now. My son said he made some purchases online this month, so you can't use the full $1,000. No way! I think he bought a video game console and some groceries. But I can at least buy a return ticket. I mean, if I can't, I'm in trouble. When I checked, I found that you had just eaten Mexican food and the limit was almost gone. The remaining limit is only for $1.01, and if you want to buy more than that, it won't go through with that credit card. Oh no, then how am I supposed to get home? Why don't you just use your own credit card? I've brought someone else's credit card, so why would I bring mine? You're such an idiot that you don't even know that. Which one of us is the idiot? Why don't you just use the credit card of the guy you're with and go home? He said he is pretty close to his limit. You're stuck. So you're going to live homeless in Mexico? You've got to be kidding me. I mean, this whole story about the credit card being your son's and everything is a lie, isn't it? No, it's all true. Of course it's a story you made up to get me to leave. I'm going to try it now and use it for shopping. What am I going to do? I couldn't use the credit card. I couldn't even buy a cheap drink. I told you so. Do something about it. I know. Call the credit card company and raise the limit. Why should I do that? More importantly, you used someone's son's credit card, so I'm going to talk to the police. The police? Of course. My son's credit card was used illegally, and as a parent, I can't just sit back and let it happen. Rick is furious too. You told Rick? That's right. A college student was the victim. Normally, you should tell the parent. That would most likely tip off my parents. I've already told them. My parents and the in-laws know that you're doing some nasty things. Oh no, I don't want to go back. Do you mean you can't go back? If you're saying that, then send me money. You can do it right now with your phone, right? Send it to me now for the airline tickets for me and my boyfriend. No, I don't want to help the criminals who misused my son's credit card. Please, I'm serious. I feel bad, and I'll pay you back the money I spent on the credit card. I will get down on my knees to your family as soon as I get back home. You should get down on your knees not only to my family but also to my brother-in-law. I'm sure he's even angrier than we are. Don't tell me! My husband knows about this! Of course, that's what your parents said. Gosh, what am I gonna do now? In the meantime, please find a way to come back to America. I'm going back to hell! After that, my sister-in-law had a fight with her lover about not being able to go back to America, and they had a breakup in Mexico. She thought it would be dangerous to leave each other in an unknown place, so they stayed together until they arrived in America. Then, after thinking about how to return, they put their pride aside and told their colleagues at their places of work that they could not return from Mexico. They asked them to buy airline tickets for them. She managed to return to America, but my parents-in-law, my parents, and my brother-in-law were furious and told her off as soon as she arrived in America. My brother-in-law demanded alimony from her and her adulterous partner Carson on the spot. In addition, my sister-in-law was arrested by the police and charged for the money she spent on my son's credit card. Carson's wife also demanded alimony from him, so he was in debt. At work, people started to talk behind his back because he borrowed money from a junior colleague. He was also accused of being involved in trouble with the police, so he was demoted and is now working only to pay off his debts.
Hon, you know I won't be home tonight. You better eat a proper dinner, okay? I've already bought some TV dinners, or you can go out to eat, but you better try to cook it yourself.
You'll be out tonight? Why? What do you have to do?
Dude, you forgot? I'm going on an overnight business trip. I told you yesterday.
Oh yeah? Darn it. I completely forgot about it. A business trip. Okay.
Jeez, get your act together. I said I'm staying overnight and we'll be back tomorrow at noon. Don't forget.
Right. I think I remember. I'm losing my brain. You won't be home tonight. I'm too lazy to cook for myself, so I'll eat out.
Oh, well, as long as you're eating, whatever. I guess it'll be healthier than having a frozen meal.
By the way, where are you going?
I'm just going down to Miami.
Wow, that's nice. Will you have time to go to the beach? Get me some souvenirs.
What souvenirs? I'm going there for work, so I won't have time anyway. No time for the beach either, and I'm just staying at a cheap business hotel. I'd be lucky if I get to see a glimpse of the ocean. I wish I'm going there on vacation.
Okay, let's go together next time. We can stay at Soho Beach House right in front of the ocean.
Don't have that much money, you know. Where do you think we've got that kind of spare cash?
Don't get mad, babe. I'm just saying. Let's go together someday when we've saved up some money.
Yeah, sure. When we have some money saved up. We still have some debt to clear, so it's gonna be a while. But if you want to go sooner, skip eating out tonight and cook at home.
Alright, I'll do that then. Oh, speaking of which, are you going alone? Or are you going with someone?
I'll be with a coworker. Why?
No, I just thought it might be lonely if you were alone. I thought if you get lonely, maybe I'll call you or something. Without you around, I'm pretty bored too, you know?
Please don't. You know my coworker will make fun of me. She'll be like, "You're so lovey-dovey with your husband." Seriously, don't.
Are you sharing a room with your coworker? Is it normal? I thought you'd get a private room. What if the room is small and you won't be able to rest well with someone else, you know?
It's okay, we get along well. We've already been on a few trips together and it's like being with a friend. It's rather fun, like those budget trips we took back in school.
Really? Well, that's good then. Anyway, have a safe trip. Don't get in any trouble, okay?
Yeah, I know. And you, don't be lazy just because I'm not around. Clean up after yourself. Make sure you wash the dishes after eating, okay?
I got it. Good luck with your work. Hey babe, are you in Miami now?
Yep, I'm here. Already checked into the hotel. I had just put my luggage in the room and was chilling.
Glad you made it safely.
Are you done with work? What's up? Is there something you're not sure of at home? If you're looking for some snacks, they're in the kitchen cabinet.
Nah, it's not that, but I've actually made plans to go out with a friend tonight. I thought I'd give you a heads up, just in case.
You're going out? Does that mean you're having dinner outside?
Yeah, I'm eating out. When I mentioned you're away on a business trip, my friend asked me to go out. I don't drink, but he suggested we go to an Italian place, so I'm gonna give it a shot.
An Italian restaurant? Is it expensive? I said you can eat out, but try to keep it under $15, okay?
Well, it might be tough. It's supposed to be an A-list place inside a nice hotel. Maybe like $100?
$100? What, are you crazy? Why would you go to a place like that when I'm not around? Don't waste money. You know, with $100, I could cook for like 2 weeks. We're really tight on budget, so give me a break.
Oh, come on. It's not a big deal. It's okay to splurge a bit once in a while. I work hard every day, you know. While you're enjoying the nightlife in Miami, it's alright if I let loose a bit over here.
I'm here on business, not on vacation. I'm not having fun or being extravagant. Don't you have any sense of guilt? I'm working hard to pay off debt. Don't you feel sorry for your wife?
You keep talking about debt, but come on, those are mainly yours, right? It's the result of some kind of scam you fell for. So, isn't it weird to expect me to suffer for it too? Why don't you work hard and save money by yourself?
How dare you? Are you blaming me?
No, not blaming you. But you see, I don't have any debt. I'm even putting my salary into helping pay off yours, cutting back on things like games without complaining and doing my best to support. And now I just came for a slightly expensive meal, and you're giving me a hard time about it. It just doesn't sit right with me. Is it really not okay to go out for a nice meal with friends once in a while?
Why are you bringing up that stuff now? When I got into debt, you said my debt is your debt too. And as a couple, let's work together to pay it off, remember? I didn't just go into it for fun either, you know? Why are you saying these things? It's not cool.
Sorry. I might have gone a bit too far. Your debt came from being deceived, and you're going through a lot too. But can't you let me have this one night? We're already inside the restaurant, and we started eating already. If I suddenly leave or anything, it'll be awkward for my friends too.
Well, I guess so. Just for tonight then? After you finish eating, you better head back right away, okay? Got it?
Yeah, sure. But seriously, the veal a la Milanese here is ridiculously delicious. It's worth the money. Did you have dinner already?
I don't need updates like that. I've already eaten and I'm sorting out work stuff in the room. Enough of this, just go home soon.
Yeah, got it. Babe.
What now?
So my friend kinda convinced me to have some drinks, and then I got pretty drunk. I decided to stay at the hotel where I had dinner. Just thought I'd let you know.
What the heck? What are you talking about? Go home. I told you we don't have money. What are you thinking? Staying at a place with $100 meal will definitely be expensive.
It's amazing. I have a beautiful view of the skyline. I can't believe my eyes. $1,500 a night. Crazy, isn't it? So I'm gonna fully enjoy the room and the view.
Quit messing around. I've been saying we don't have money the whole time. Do you even plan on helping repay the debt together? I'm here working my butt off, and even though I'm in Miami, I can't go out for fun. If you want to splurge, let's do it together. Why do you have to do it alone when I'm away working? Can't you be considerate of me?
I didn't have a choice. This was the only place available. I'm not sure if I can make it back home by taxi. So I thought I might as well stay here.
Enough already. I told you to go back home, didn't I? You keep wasting money. You'll have no allowance next month. You should be sorry.
Oh, come on, spare me. By the way, my room is amazing. It's 700 square feet, bigger than our apartment. I wish I could afford to stay in a room like this more often.
I'll get really mad if you keep messing around. Hey, not that I don't trust you or anything, but the friend you've been talking about, it's not a woman, right? Do you normally go out for a $100 dinner with a male friend, and on top of that, staying overnight? It's suspicious, you know?
Which one do you think it is? Actually, it's a woman. What if I said that?
That's disgusting. You're openly declaring that you're cheating, huh? You won't help with the debt, you're indulging yourself, and now you're cheating too? Seriously, you're the absolute jerk. I can't believe this.
No, just kidding. It's actually a guy. If you doubt me, come and check it out. It's really a guy.
You're too drunk. I'm Miami on a business. There's no way I can go there.
No problem. You can come over. We're just like 30 feet apart. You're in your room, right? Then it's a quick walk away.
Huh? What do you mean? Seriously, are you so drunk that you're not making sense?
I'm serious. I'm actually in the room right next to you. The room you and Jack are staying in.
Wait, what are you saying? I don't know what you're talking about.
You don't have to dodge it anymore. I know everything. I know that you've been having an affair with your wealthy coworker, Jack, and how he covered the debt for you. I also know that you're lying about your business trip and are actually with him. I've got it all figured out.
There's no way I'm having an affair. I told you I'm working today. I'm busting my butt at work, so cut out these weird accusations.
Yeah, you're right. It's work. You're working with your close coworker to thank him for covering your debt. You reserved Soho Beach House 3 months ago, and we're looking forward to this. I worked my butt off and brought money home, and you're using that money to stay at such a fancy hotel. Living it up, huh? You lied saying it was a cheap business hotel, but it's actually a room with an ocean view for $1,500 a night. It's right on the beach, and the service is flawless. I was so envious, I took a photo of you guys from check-in to the room. You guys sounded like having a lot of fun on the terrace. I couldn't help but record it.
No way. How did you find out? It was supposed to be totally a secret.
I noticed that about half a year ago the debt seemed to disappear. I was paying quite a sum each month, but I wondered why it wasn't going down faster. So I looked into it and was told it had already been paid off. And then one thing led to another and the affair came to light. What makes you think I won't find out? Do I look like a guy who doesn't care about debt? Someone careless with money? I mean, does that mean you're admitting to the affair?
No, it's not like that. It wasn't my intention at all. I was being coerced that he'd pay off my debt. I didn't want to, but he forced me to.
But you seemed to have traveled to quite a few places for work. I've got a bunch of fun travel photos coming my way. If you were so reluctant, maybe you could become an actress.
That's...
Listen, Luna. I've forgiven you for falling for that scam and getting into debt. I've even accepted that I'll be repaying it from my salary. But using the money I bring home, exploiting me, lying, and going on a lavish trip with your affair partner, that's just too much, don't you think? I've been sacrificing my own desires and saving up for your sake all this time. To think that it was all used for your fling and fun with someone else. It's incredibly frustrating and I can't just let it slide. I have my limits too, you know. Can you understand that? Let's get a divorce.
Wait, please, not a divorce. I'm so sorry, I'll repay the money. I'll end things with Jack. Apologize for everything I've done. Please, I'm begging you.
I don't want a half-hearted apology from a cheap woman. All I want is a signed divorce paper and alimony, that's it. Oh, by the way, I sent those photos to his wife. Turns out he married into a wealthy family, huh? They've got kids too, so the alimony and child support are gonna be through the roof. Might even surpass your original debt. Well, it's none of my business now. You two better work hard to scrape up that alimony money, but I doubt you can pay it off right away, so maybe more debt? It's kinda sad. You just got out of it, and now you're diving right back into it.
I'm sorry. Please, forgive me. I can't stand the thought of being in debt again. You're the only one I love. Please. Please forgive me.
Cut the crap with the lies, seriously. It's unbearable to read. Well, good luck with your work.
Wait, Mark!
We got divorced through mediation. I demanded a hefty amount of alimony from Luna. I heard Jack's wife also went after him for alimony and child support. We even arranged that their salaries would be seized if they fall behind on payments. So in reality, Luna ended up with another substantial debt. Apparently, she's burned out. As for me, I broke free from the frugal life, buying what I want with my own money and enjoying a life of freedom.
The 3 principles on how to be a good wife. You have 5 seconds to answer. Quick. Too late. Time's up. You're too slow. What a slow woman. You're not taking a nap, are you? I'm up. A wife of something or other, right? I've told you 30 times. You must have a hole in your head. I'm sorry. Next time, write it down and pin it on the wall. Memorize it until you can say it perfectly in 5 seconds. What? A wife is not to disobey her mother-in-law and husband. Wives are to respect their mother-in-laws and husbands and not make them do any housework. A wife must give birth to a boy. Oh, it was something like that, wasn't it? I'm sorry. I'm not familiar with it at all, so I couldn't remember it. We're a prestigious family. You can't compare us with those ordinary working-class families. In a prestigious family, this kind of rule is normal. You're taking advantage of the fact that we live separately, and you're the second son's wife, and you don't even try to get close to me and take me for granted. That's not true. Kaden and I were just talking about going home for Thanksgiving. Since you married into my family, I expect you to follow the 3 principles of marriage. It doesn't matter if we live separately or if you are the second son's wife. We may be able to cover the 3rd principle. You finally did it? Yes, ma'am. Of course. It's a boy, right? We don't know yet. What? After making me wait for a year? Make sure to tell me when you find out the sex. There's something more important than the sex. Actually, there were 2 babies in the ultrasound. Huh? Isn't that amazing? Kaden and I were surprised too. I was talking with Kaden about how hard it will be for us to have twins for the first birth, but we're gonna give it a go. I don't care if it's hard for you or not. I'm sure one of them will be a boy. But I told you, we don't know yet. What will you do if you have a girl? I don't know. Are any of your friends having trouble? What? You know, like someone having trouble getting a visit from the stork. I have one friend. The treatment seems to be very expensive, and it appears to be quite challenging. What about it? Nothing. I'm just saying that it would be nice if you could help people like that. If they're in need, they would even be happy with girls. It would be nice if we could help someone with girls we don't need. What a thing to say! It's your job to produce an heir. If a dignified family line dies out because of you, will you take responsibility? My brother-in-law has 2 sons. Caden is the second son, so there is no need for an heir, is there? Yesterday, my eldest son left our home with his family. What? Really? My husband passed away, and my eldest son ran away. So, my second son, Caden, has no choice but to become the head of the family. I don't want it to be the second son, but I have no choice. Why did they leave? I don't know. They couldn't just have left so suddenly. That's how it is. Come back and give me an heir. I'll make sure I educate him so that he'll be fit to be the next patriarch. It's too sudden. Caden has his own work to do. We can't live in your house. He will quit his job and come here. There's an opening at the village hall. I'll ask them for you. Caden finds his current job very rewarding. He's been entrusted with important work, and he's working overtime all the time. It can't be helped. Things have changed. This is an important family matter. I don't need to ask you which is more important, work or family. You can't just suddenly say that. What a cocky thing for a wife to say. I don't care if you're pregnant or what, but there's a lot of work to be done here. I won't be of any help. That's right. You can have the baby here. You can do the housework right after the baby is born. My mother's going to come and help me after the baby is born. What are you talking about? You've married into my family. You have to be prepared to cut all ties with them. I can't do that. You've been sitting on your hands just because you're the second son's wife. Think about what's more important. Our family with its prestigious history, or your ordinary working-class family. What is it with you? You keep talking back to me like I'm the wife. I'm going to educate you thoroughly, so be prepared. I found someone. Who? Someone waiting for the stork. Huh? It'll be too late to start looking for someone after they're born. We have to prepare for this kind of thing as early as possible. Now, I don't have to worry if the babies are girls. Please, don't talk like that. There's no need to think so much. If they're boys, we'll just raise them ourselves. If they're not, we can give them to someone who wants them. It's not that complicated. Are you serious? Yes, I am. There is a couple in my neighborhood who got married after the age of 45. They've given up on trying to conceive, but they're very grateful for the opportunity. So, they're asking for them. Tiffany, this is going too far. Why do you say that? Don't meddle. Boys or girls, we're gonna raise them ourselves. We won't give them to another family. Please tell them that we aren't giving them up. What are you talking about? Girls go off to get married at some point. There won't be anyone left. You scare me. Because I'm too smart for you? I'm afraid of you as a person. If they're girls, give them to someone else. You can't talk about children as if they're property. What are you talking about? If there were things, you just throw them away. But because they're babies, you would give them to someone, right? But anyway, you're not coming here yet? I told you we couldn't go there, didn't I? I want you to come as soon as possible. Did you get the package I sent? It arrived. What the hell is that good luck charm for? It's not a power stone for childbirth, is it? I went to a fortune teller for a reading and got the stone. It attracts boys, not unwanted girls. It's not a good omen. This is just too much. That fortune teller sells really good stones. I'm looking forward to it. Have you talked to Caden, Tiffany? I did. He insists that he can't come because he has to work. I don't have a choice. You're the only one who can come. What the? My eldest son's stupid wife is gone, so I have to do everything. My back hurts too. I'm not kidding. Caden has no choice, so you come alone and do the housework. Okay? Not okay. I'm not even in the stable period yet. Pregnant women these days overreact. You know, in the old days, whether it was early pregnancy or postpartum, you couldn't take a day off. Caden told me to take it easy as well. I'm sorry. I don't think I can comply with your requests. Huh? It's not, I don't think I can comply. It's, I'm going to comply. I'm telling you to come. You're supposed to come running no matter what. There are 2 babies, so I'm being cautious because of the risks of pregnancy and childbirth. If it takes that much to stop you, you don't deserve our grandchildren. It can't be helped. Just try again next time. Tiffany, don't you think you are being too insensitive? It's a life that was finally given to us. Stuff like, give it to someone, or it can't be helped. I can't believe you can say things like that. I'm the one who can't believe you. Your lack of common sense really surprises me. It's really pathetic that I have to have my heir born from a woman like you. You say such horrible things. I can't live with someone like that. Wait a minute. You seem to have forgotten your position. I'm your mother-in-law. You're the wife. Remember the 3 principles. I didn't write them down, and I have no intention of remembering them. Even you are against me. I'm just saying it's because I think it's crazy. It's like you're really outdated or something. I've told you many times, we are a prestigious family. We're not outdated. We're traditional. If you don't like it, then leave my son. There's a girl here who's a childhood friend of Caden's. I'll have him marry her. Are you ignoring Caden's feelings? It's his fault for ignoring my advice and marrying a woman like you. Were you born in the 1800s? The 60s. You are extremely out of touch with the times. I thought maybe... What a wife you are! Making fun of your mother-in-law? Your parents must have raised you very badly. If it were only about me, but to say terrible things about my unborn children and even about my parents, I'm pretty angry with you. But if you say any more, I don't know. It doesn't bother me even 1 ounce that you're angry. You're just a poor girl from a middle-class family, so back off. I see. Well, I'll give you at least 1 ounce soon. You smart ass. I'll definitely make you break up. Sorry to keep you waiting. What's up? I thought I'd give you that ounce I was talking about before. I talked to my brother-in-law and his wife. What? I thought there must be something behind that mild-mannered brother-in-law's leaving. Of course, it's your fault. I think anyone would say it was the right thing for them to leave. Do you believe that traitor? Who's the traitor? I don't know what you're talking about. I heard my father-in-law left you very little in the way of assets other than his house and forest. That's right. So what? You were expecting it, weren't you? A lot of money. Not really. So, you sold the whole mountain? You sold it without consulting my brother-in-law. That's why he got angry and left. Do you think I could do without my inheritance after serving my family so well? I thought I was going to leave the house to my eldest son and his wife and travel all the time. In the end, I didn't end up with much money, and my eldest son and his wife betrayed me. What a mess. My brother-in-law said he had fond memories of picking berries and wild vegetables on that mountain when he was a child. What's the use of having a mountain? I don't understand why he was upset when I was just sorting out what he didn't use. Your husband's will said not to sell it, and you ignored it. That's what your son is mad about. My son is so bitchy. Caden is nice to me. I'm sure he'll forgive me and come back. He won't go back. Why not? I would never have thought my mother-in-law would have an affair with another man and get pregnant, and then raise the child as their second son with my father-in-law. It's so appalling. And it's almost refreshing, isn't it? How did you know that? Did you think your husband didn't know that Caden had a different father? Huh? You mean my husband knew? Yes. Even so, he pretended he didn't know and raised them as brothers without separating them. Your husband was wonderful. He raised Caden while keeping his anger toward you hidden in the back of his mind, so that your children would not know the truth. I couldn't help it. I had my own circumstances. Back then, my mother-in-law was badgering me, and the stress was so bad. But that didn't stop you from cheating on your husband in the countryside, where rumors spread in 3 minutes. You have a lot of guts, don't you? That's my mother-in-law. I doubt your sanity. How did the kids find out about it? Your husband wrote a letter to my brother-in-law at the end. He told him to take it to his grave. Then, why didn't he take it to the grave? That's why I say he's a traitor. He decided it would be better for Caden if he cut ties with you. Oh no! Don't tell Caden! He already knows. Why did he tell him? He says it wouldn't make any difference. There's no substitute for the fact that his father took good care of him. In fact, he's grateful to him. Oh, I'm glad. That's good. See? He's a kind boy. But not his mother. What do you mean? I showed him all the messages. Caden was shocked. What? You showed him? About giving the babies to someone else or cutting ties. Horrible stuff like that. And he didn't even know about the 3 principles. He was shocked, saying, "What era is she from?" He said, "Our family isn't even that prestigious. What is she talking about?" I don't believe you. Let me talk to Caden directly. He says he'll never show his face again. He won't even let you see your grandchildren. Then who's going to take over this house? I'm afraid it's over. I won't be able to show my face to my ancestors by letting it end with my generation. Isn't there something even worse? Oh, stop. But you guys, your house now is too small for babies, isn't it? You should come back to my house. Right? That's better. It looks like my brother-in-law already got a job. We're going to have a growing family too, so we were thinking of buying a condo. Then I'll be all alone in such a big useless house in the countryside? Congratulations. You don't have to deal with the hassle of having your family back home and all the noise. I'll be too lonely. It sounds like you are very hard on my sister-in-law. I wouldn't be able to stand it. I've only heard a little about it, but I was horrified. As the eldest son's wife, I had to discipline her strictly. You must be joking. Nowadays, things like washing clothes by hand and hanging them outside are just way out there. Tiffany, are you sure you are not from the 1800s? It's the 60s. That's what they did to me too. So, you're going to do the same thing to your son's wife? That's why your family is growing apart. Whether you were born in the 1800s or the 60s, you have to change your values to fit the times. Okay, you're right. So please come back with Caden. That's impossible. Don't say that. Yes, it is. I found out the gender. Which is it? They're both girls. No! See? You're still talking like that. Caden is our only hope. I'm sure Caden will come back. And also to give me an heir. I don't care about heirs or noble families. What's important is that the family can live together happily. It's obvious that my daughters would have a hard time in the house with a person like you. I don't know what kind of outdated education you would give to my daughters. You are young and don't understand anything. This world is a male-dominated society. A woman who hasn't given birth to a man is not accepted. What time period are you talking about? When do you think it is now? It's you who doesn't understand anything. Please don't leave me. Come home, all of you. I'll be waiting for you with a feast. Please don't do that. It'll just be a waste of food. You can forget about the 3 principles. I won't meddle anymore. Just say hi once in a while. Oh, right. It was in the 3 principles. You said never to disobey your husband. This is my husband's decision. Tell Caden. Tell him I'll be waiting for him. Your mother will always love you, Caden. You'll come back someday with a worthy successor, won't you? I told him. He said there's no point in waiting. He'll never go back to his parents' house again. Don't be so cold. I've learned a lot. I won't become a mother-in-law like you. Don't leave me alone. I'll be too lonely. It's going to be lively over here. Make me a part of it. Tiffany is living alone in the countryside in a house too big for her to live in alone. She has a pension, so she has no trouble making ends meet. I can't imagine how lonely it must be for her not to see her family. I'm sure she personally understands the pressure of being told to provide an heir, so it's sad that she repeated the cycle. If only she had turned that around and become a sensible person, we might have had a different future. My husband was a little shocked, but there are no lies about his memories of his father. But when he saw his mother, he realized that you can't count on blood relatives. I had my hands full taking care of 2 babies after they were born. To be honest, I don't have time to think about an old woman living in the countryside. I really feel sorry for that she won't get to see such cute grandchildren. But, well, she deserved it.
Joe, have you finished work yet? I want to talk to you about Kim.
I'm done, but what is it?
Can I call you?
I'm at a restaurant. If it's going to be long, I'd rather do it on WhatsApp.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll chat with you on WhatsApp, but I don't want to say this out loud, but is Kim having an affair?
What? Why? There's no way Kim is cheating on me.
But you know, Kim went home in a suit in the middle of the day.
So what?
Married women usually don't dress up like that unless they're meeting a guy.
She works in sales, so a suit is the norm for her work. Some days she's out of the office for more than half the day. On those days, she goes home and cooks her own lunch to save money.
That could be an excuse. Look, she says she's out of the office, but she's at a hotel with her boss or a co-worker.
Come on, Mom. Would you stop with your vulgar fantasies? There's no way Kim would do such a thing. I don't care if you're my mom. You're starting to piss me off.
But she works at a different company than you. It's not like you are always together. It's impossible to rule out the possibility of infidelity without even seeing what Kim does, don't you think? No one gets married thinking they're going to cheat on their partner. Your feelings alone don't prove anything, do they?
How about you, Mom? Do you have proof?
Of course I do. As a matter of fact, I've installed a surveillance camera at the entrance of your house.
Huh?
That's how I was able to get a perfect shot of her coming home during the day.
A camera? You did that without asking?
I did it to protect you. Actually, you should be thankful that I found out about Kim's affair like this.
But Kim came home alone, right?
That's right.
Then it's not proof of an affair. I've never thought that Kim would cheat on me ever since we started dating, and I trust her. We're working out fine, so please don't try to do anything. You're going too far, setting up cameras in people's houses without permission.
But if she were cheating on you, you'd end up getting a divorce, right? If she doesn't want to be suspicious, I think she should just be a stay-at-home mom like me.
Oh, is that women should stay at home thing again? Mom, times are different now. Women work hard, and it's not uncommon for men to do the housework. You know, even 2 of my bosses are women. I don't care how much you say you were born in the 60s. You were an adult in the 90s. You should at least understand the trends of the world. Even if you can't change your thinking, can you stop forcing your ideas on us?
Joe, you should change your thinking. Our home is ours. Others are others. That's what I've been saying since you were a kid.
That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying it's wrong to be a housewife like you, Mom. But there are women like Kim who feel that working is what makes their life worth living. I don't want to be attached to one idea. I want to respect her feelings too.
What's a man saying something like that? You can't say you respect your wife's feelings because you let her be free to do whatever she wants.
What?
Kim takes advantage of you because you behave like that. You should be a man and put your foot down. I don't know if it's your boss or your co-worker, but you should break up with a woman who uses work as an excuse to have an affair.
You know what? You're talking as if Kim's infidelity has been confirmed, but you don't have any proof, do you? I'm gonna get really pissed off if you keep going on about unsubstantiated facts.
Even if there's no proof, she's acting suspicious, dressing up like that.
Let me ask you something. Are you having an affair too?
What?
So if you look a little suspicious, doesn't that mean you're having an affair too? Just because you are, don't think it's the same for others. She's not like you.
What are you talking about?
Mom, you should read this text again. You don't realize that your words and actions are wrong, do you?
That doesn't stop you from assuming my infidelity without any proof.
The other guy is Mark Hansen, 55 years old.
What? What?
He's an elite businessman who has worked his way up the ladder at a big company. You met at the night class you started attending 2 years ago, and your relationship has continued since then. But he's married with a wife and 2 sons. Right? Unlike you, I have proof of what I'm saying. What are you doing at your age? The camera is bad enough, but you really shouldn't be having an affair. You're a mother with a grown son.
Why?
Dad had a private investigator check it out.
A private investigator?
I just heard about it from Dad. He said that since you started going to night classes, you suddenly started dressing up and you thought something was wrong. Dad and Kim are looking at these text messages with me.
Oh no, stop it. I can't believe that you're showing everyone the message.
Also, he's staying with us from today.
What? Why?
Of course, because he doesn't want to be with a woman who's cheating on him. Dad said you'll have to talk to a lawyer from now on. Also, you're going to have to pay for the removal of the cameras from our house.
Please, put your dad on the phone for me. I tried calling your father's cell phone, but I can't get through.
He says he doesn't even want to hear your voice anymore, so he's blocking your calls. Kim and I are going to block you too.
Even you, Joe?
I don't need an adulterous mother. A month after this message, my parents' divorce was finalized. Alimony was claimed against both my mother and her lover, and a good lawyer did his best to squeeze as much as possible out of them. Also, this divorce worked out for my father, and he was able to get rid of my mother, who had never worked a day in her life. The lover was also divorced, but my mother said he left her because she asked him to pay her alimony costs as well. The camera at the entrance of our house has been removed, and Kim and I can finally live in peace. Of course, I charged my mother for the removal cost. A few months later, Kim, who was working outside in the field, saw my mother working as a janitor in a building. My mother also noticed Kim and ran away quickly. She told me that my mother looked miserable and that she did not want to be like that. That was the last I heard of what happened to my mother.
Melinda, I heard you are in the hospital.
Hello, Marge. Yes, I'm in the hospital.
I was so surprised when I heard from Ken.
I'm sorry to make you worry.
So, you'll be discharged tomorrow, right?
Huh? Tomorrow?
Oh no. Did you forget? We have guests coming tomorrow. I told you to come here first thing in the morning and help preparing, didn't I? Oh, before that, I'll need you to clean the room where everyone will be gathering and the entrance.
I'm sorry. I'm afraid that's not possible tomorrow.
Well, not only you are suddenly hospitalized, but you can't even fulfill your duties as a wife. Why did Ken choose such a useless wife?
No, this hospitalization?
Quiet. If you're not injured, you're sick. Sick means useless. It's going to be difficult to produce an heir to a family.
No, that's why.
I won't argue with you. I heard that you've been pushing Ken to do the housework lately because you're always sick.
I wasn't pushing him.
I often see Ken shopping at the supermarket on his way home from work. I can't believe you make him stop by the supermarket in his suit. It must be embarrassing. And haven't you gained some weight recently? It shows you've been lazy and making your husband do the housework. Oh, poor Ken.
Well, Marge.
I'm going to ask you to divorce him.
What?
We'll start talking about divorce as soon as you get out of the hospital.
That's too sudden.
There's no way I'm gonna have a decent child by a feeble, useless wife. I find Ken a healthier and more energetic wife.
Oh no.
I have nothing more to say to you. After the divorce, please don't ever come near my house again. Leave Ken alone. Melinda, you said today was the day you were discharged from the hospital, right? I just went to your hospital room and you weren't there. Did we miss each other?
Ken, sorry. My father came to pick me up.
Oh, your father?
I'm at my parents' house now.
I didn't know you were going back there when you got out of the hospital. Is something wrong?
Yeah.
Is it my mom again? Can you tell me what's going on?
On my first day in the hospital, I got a message from your mother. She said she didn't want you to have a sick, useless wife, and that she wanted me to divorce you.
What? Sick? You had no choice but to be in the hospital this time, right?
I tried to explain that too, but she seemed to misunderstand my pregnancy for becoming fat because of my laziness. As she was rambling on and on, she kept saying unreasonable things to me one after the other. I stopped talking.
Oh, well, I think that's fine. If you had told her, she probably would have gotten annoyed anyway. I think it's a good time for you to go home and relax for a while. It's obvious that mom is causing you a lot of stress. I feel better all around if you stay at your parents' home.
I'm sorry I didn't discuss this with you beforehand. I was planning to come back, but this morning, my father suggested that I should come back their home. I thought about the possibility that my mother-in-law, who loves her son so much, might find out about my every move. So I thought it would be better to tell you after the fact.
Yeah, that's good. That was the right thing to do. In fact, she's been staying in the house since you were hospitalized.
Is that so?
Under the current circumstances, it's not a good idea for you two to see each other. She said she would do the housework until you get better. I was worried that she might do something when I wasn't around. And now here you are. Nice decision by your dad.
Well, good.
Let's not correct she misinterpreted your pregnancy as weight gain. I'll take care of things over here. You should get some rest now.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Melinda, I heard you gave birth to a grandchild. And it's a boy. That's great. But aren't you a bit secretive? I can't believe you were pregnant. You haven't come back here once since you got out of the hospital. I suggested to Ken that you get a divorce, but he just said he didn't want to. I couldn't talk to him about anything because he became so grumpy. Now that I think about it, you were pregnant. So you went back home to have your parents help you with their baby. To tell the truth, you should have given birth here instead of going back to your parents' house. Well, you gave birth to a boy who will be the heir to the family. I'll let you off the hook for this one time. So, when are you coming back here? I think it's been about a month since the birth. We're gonna show off our heir of the family to all our relatives and neighbors. Come back as soon as possible.
Long time no see, Marge. I have no intention of going back there.
Huh? What are you talking about? You're my son's wife. You're not even allowed to run back to your parents' house easily. You have a lot of negative problems. Being a sick and useless wife. You need to make up for that by serving your family the best you can.
A sick and useless wife? I have never been healthier in my life when I was hospitalized.
Oh, well, then why were you rushed to the hospital? If you weren't so feeble, it wouldn't have happened, would it?
I was suffering from morning sickness.
Morning sickness?
I could barely stand up, so the doctor recommended that I should be hospitalized.
You were hospitalized at a gynecology clinic.
Yes.
Why didn't you tell me?
I lost the desire to tell you.
Huh?
I was gonna tell you about the pregnancy when I was stable, but when I was gonna be hospitalized, we thought we should tell you even though it's earlier than we had planned. Ken and I were talking about it. Before I could tell you, I received an angry message from you calling me a feeble wife.
Oh.
Oh, Marge. When I tried to explain the reason for my hospitalization, you interrupted me, told me to shut up and not to talk back. You went on and on complaining about me. At this rate, if my baby was a girl, I was afraid of what you might do to me while I was pregnant. I decided to take refuge at my parents' house and keep quiet until the baby was born safely.
Oh, I see. Well, it turned out to be a boy after all. Let's just say everything turned out all right. And let bygones be bygones.
Huh?
So, when are you coming back? I can't wait to see the face of my grandson.
Do you think it's that simple? Goodbye.
What? Wait, Melinda. Mom, it's Ken. Oh, Ken. Hey, I was just messaging with Melinda. I know. I was watching from the side. Oh, you're with Melinda? Yeah, I'm with her. We're together. I mean, I moved in with Melinda at her parents' house. What? I'll get to the point. The point? I honestly don't care about being the firstborn or about how my wife should behave and so on. What? My first priority is to protect my family, Melinda and my son. I'm not gonna have a mother who bullies my precious family members. I'm cutting you out of my life. Cutting me out? Of course I won't let you hold your grandchild ever. Oh no! The grandchild is our family's heir. So are you. You think you're gonna get away with this? Dad agreed. So it's okay, right? What? You know what? What do you mean about the heir? Only you say old-fashioned things like that. I mean, we're just a regular working family. But, well, that's it then. Don't bother us anymore. Wait, Ken!
Later, apparently, my mother-in-law was making vicious phone calls and texted me. I had already said rejecting and blocking of calls while she was messaging with my husband, so it was no problem. The next day, my husband and I changed our phone numbers. After that, my mother-in-law was desperately searching for the whereabouts of her beloved son, Ken, and her grandchild. She's a person who's not interested in information about her daughter-in-law to a splendid degree, so she does not know the address of my parents' house. I'm spending my days peacefully without any fear of being abused. On another note, I have been in contact with my father-in-law, who has been very understanding of the situation. He sometimes tells me how my mother-in-law is doing. He said that she doesn't know the meaning of remorse, and so that the day when she can see her grandchild may never come. He also said the word divorce has appeared in his mind lately.
Come on, Hannah. Answer. Hannah?
Long time no see.
Long time no see? You haven't contacted me in 2 months.
What?
What do you mean, what? You still don't realize you're the wife of this family, do you?
No,
As the husband's mother, I went out of my way to contact you. No matter what, replying is the highest priority. That's another thing you should know as a wife, okay? So be careful next time.
excuse me, but...
I haven't finished talking yet. Don't interrupt. Just be quiet and listen to me.
Huh?
First, the other day, I got to see where you guys moved to.
Where we moved to?
Then, well, you haven't done any housework at all. There were dirty clothes all over the place. The dishes had not been washed. There were snack bags and a ton of convenience store sandwich wrappers in the trash. There was also a mountain of beer cans left on the table. My Kevin doesn't drink, so it must be you, right?
No, I'm allergic to alcohol.
I told you not to interrupt.
Sorry.
Also, the dust was so thick. You haven't vacuumed, have you? I allowed you to work after marriage because you said you could balance housework and work life. If it means not to take care of your husband, then quit your job. After all, a woman should stay at home after marriage.
Are we done here?
Huh?
You seem to have made a lot of mistakes, so let me correct them.
I won't allow you to talk back to me.
We are divorced.
Yes, I know.
What? Even though you know you called me your daughter-in-law or his wife?
Of course. Listen, Hannah. Even if you get divorced, as long as you live together, you're Kevin's wife and my daughter-in-law. You should be devoted to your beloved husband and treat me, his mother, with respect.
Do you understand what you're saying? Divorce means we're apart. From the day we stopped being husband and wife, we started our separate lives. It's weird to talk about taking care of each other.
I thought I told you. Do not talk back to your mother-in-law.
This is not back-talking. I'm being perfectly reasonable.
How so? I'll say it again. If you neglect taking care of your husband, you are not qualified as a wife. If you can't balance business and housework, then get out of the business. If you want, I can tell your company that you're resigning.
Don't do that. I'm sure I wouldn't be let go based on someone else's submission, but I don't want you to make trouble at work.
Then why don't you just resign?
If I do that, I won't be able to make a living.
Well, what's with the tone of voice? Are you saying that you can't live on his salary?
That's not what I meant.
That's just because you're not a good enough wife. Being good at making ends meet is also the role of a wife, who is supposed to protect the family.
I'm divorced now, so I'm not his wife.
You still say that? Divorce is no reason to neglect housework.
Well, whatever. I'm living in another part of the country now.
What?
I got transfer offer right after the divorce, so I moved.
Well, the wife is living away on business? Oh my God.
I'm not his wife, and I'm not living away on business.
You should quit right away and come back.
What?
Well, I'm not a monster, so I'll give you some time. I've heard that it takes about a month to resign. so I'll wait that long. I'll take care of Kevin during that time. You need to hurry up and resign and come back to Kevin.
I told you I'm divorced.
Please stop quibbling.
Quibbling?
You got that?
Kevin, long time no see. Can you talk now?
Hey, Hannah. Long time no see.
I'm sorry for contacting you, even though we are divorced.
No, that's totally fine. We didn't get divorced because we weren't getting along. I'm sure things will change if I get a girlfriend. But for now, don't worry about it.
Yeah, great.
So, what's up?
I need to talk to you about your mom.
Oh, my mom? What did she do this time?
She contacted me the other day, but she doesn't make any sense.
What happened?
To sum it up, she said that even though we were divorced, I was still her daughter-in-law and Kevin's wife. So I had to take care of Kevin. And if I can't balance work and housework, then I had to resign from my job.
What? Then what did you say to her?
I told her that we were divorced, so we weren't obligated to each other, and that I wasn't her daughter-in-law or his wife now. And she was like, even if we were divorced, yada yada. It was going nowhere. I gave up.
Oh God, you still can't get through to her, can you?
Speaking of which, she still calls you my Kevin.
Stop, you're making me depressed.
I'm sorry. You still haven't gotten over yet?
About that, right after we got divorced, my parents separated.
Oh, really?
After that, my mom's interference with me got worse. I just wanted to get away. I left my parents' house in the middle of the night a week ago, sneakingly.
I see. That must have been hard on you too.
She's the reason we got divorced. I thought I could help you escape if I divorced you. I guess I was naive.
I'll be fine. Actually, I was transferred to a place quite far away. I'm not worried about her bursting in on me or anything.
Oh, really? Then that's good.
But don't I need to worry about you?
Why me?
Your mother. When she found out I couldn't take care of you, she says she'd do it herself. Does this mean she knows where you live now?
Huh? I didn't tell her.
You didn't? Well, yesterday's message made it sound like she'd already been inside your house. Is it possible that the address leaked out from somewhere and she broke in while you were gone?
No, that wouldn't happen.
How do you know for sure?
I just got a new job. I'm in a dormitory. They have a rule that outsiders, even family members, can't come in without permission. It's a long way from my parents' house, so I'm pretty sure they haven't been there.
I see.
That's a mystery.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay. It's not like any real harm has been done.
Oh, so it's okay then.
As for me, I'm not planning on going back to my parents' house anymore. In fact, I haven't even really read her messages. I'm going to block her eventually. I don't care what my mom does. I've decided to handle it that way.
I see.
I think it's okay for you to block Mom too. You're in no more of a position to have anything to do with it than I am, and I don't want you to get stuck with her anymore.
I agree. I've been kind of concerned about what she's been up to, so I just left it as it was. I think I'll just keep an eye on things and eventually block her.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Well, I'm gonna go take a shower.
Okay, thanks for today. Good night.
Good night. Hey, Hannah, what's this all about?
What is it?
I was cleaning Kevin's room. A woman I don't know suddenly came in. She screamed, "What are you doing in my room?" I wondered what was going on, and then a middle-aged man came in, and they started fighting. And he was yelling at me too. I was so freaked out that I hid myself in the bathroom. I don't know what's going on.
I'm afraid that I don't think this house has anything to do with Kevin.
Huh?
Where are you now?
I'm in an apartment on James Street.
What? Is it being an apartment building called James Street Heights?
Yes, it is. Room 202. I'm here to clean up the mess instead for you, since you aren't taking care of Kevin. You and Kevin live here, right?
Why did you think that?
Because there were enough dishes for both of you. And now you're making no sense.
That apartment? It was my aunt's apartment, where I was staying for about 10 days right after my divorce.
Your aunt?
But my aunt moved out of there a month and a half ago. So it must be preoccupied by new people now.
That can be right, because the address of this place was in Kevin's room. I found a note in his desk.
I think Kevin just wrote down what I told him.
Huh?
When I left your house, he was supposed to mail me anything I may have forgotten. I told him I'd be there until the certain date, so he was supposed to send it to me. Maybe he forgot to throw away the old notes.
What the? I thought he left me his address, so I could see him anytime, so I didn't have to look for him. Then, where is Kevin now?
I don't know.
Tell me.
He didn't tell me either.
I know you're lying. How can a wife not know where her husband is?
As I said before, we are already divorced.
So, even if you're divorced?
You're the cause of a divorce.
What? Me?
Kevin has always hated you being overbearing. After we got married, you treated me as if I were your personal servant. He thought it was his fault. He was driven into a mental corner.
What?
After talking it over, Kevin and I decided to lighten the load by divorcing. And here we are now.
Oh no. What's wrong with the mother caring about her son?
I said he was overbearing. Kevin was burdened by your excessive doting.
I beg your pardon?
By the way, are you sure you want to continue?
What?
You're currently holed up in someone else's bathroom.
Oh no! I hear police sirens outside.
Well, I'm sure you do. First, let's talk about the apartment key. After the current residents, a working couple, forgot to lock the door when they went to work. Then my ex-mother-in-law broke into the apartment. She found the key left on the table and made a duplicate key without permission. Every few days, she visited the place to take care of her son. Finally, on the day, she ran into the couple who lived in the house. So, my ex-mother-in-law got into trouble with the police. This triggered my ex-father-in-law, who she was separated from, to slap divorce papers on her. She cried like a baby, saying that she didn't want to be alone, without knowing the whereabouts of her beloved son. With no family home and no one to rely on, she began to live alone. Now she lives in an apartment for single people, crying every night. That was written in the message that she sent to me just before I blocked her.
Thank you for watching. Please rate the video and subscribe to our channel. See you in the next video.